Celebration TV. Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV. Refugee, Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Nicholas Akosile Walter, and here's the news making the headlines. The federal government decides on interstate travel ban and others next week. Ex-Tanzania minister to challenge Magufuli for ruling party ticket. Trump targets foreign workers with new visa freeze. Virgin Atlantic resumes flights from Lagos August 24th. The Undertaker announces retirement from wrestling. Please stay with us as we bring you details of the news after this very short break. Go anywhere. All right, thanks for joining us once again, and now the news in details. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 says it has started reviewing the guidelines for lifting of the ban on interstate travels. Speaking at the daily press briefing of the PTF in Abuja, the national coordinator of the task force, Dr. Sanya Leo, said the roads will be opened when the bus termini in the country all had COVID-19 preventive measures in place. Aliyu stated this at the PTF chairman, Boss Mustafa disclosed that the federal government will next week decide on its lockdown policies, including the ban on interstate movements. The PTF coordinator said the guidelines submitted by the Minister of State for Transportation, Gbemisola Saraki, was being reviewed, and the roads will be opened as soon as it is safe to do so. Aliyu expressed worry over the lack of compliance with the safety protocols and urged states to increase the rate of their COVID-19 testing, also asked them to make laws and make the wearing of masks in public places or spaces mandatory. And moving forward quickly, we have reps tackle refugee commission over 25 billion naira spending. The House of Representatives has expressed its displeasure with the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons for failing to provide relevant documents to back up the 25 billion naira appropriated for its between 2015 and 2019 fiscal years. The House Committee on Public Accounts at an investigative hearing on the audit queries issued by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation in Abuja picked holes in the explanations made by officials of the Commission and NCRMIDP, and the documents presented to the committee said from the total sum of 28.9 billion naira appropriated to it between 2015 and 2019, the sum of 1.8 billion naira was released for personnel costs, 433.2 million naira for overhead costs, while 23.9 billion naira was approved for capital expenditure. Director of Finance and Account, Mr. Umaru Hassan, in his presentation said the sum of 22.3 billion naira was released, out of which 14.7 billion naira was for capital expenditure. The DFA, however, informed the committee that an additional 100 million naira was released to the Commission from the service-wide vote in 2017. However, Chairman of the committee, Mr. Wale Oke, while requesting for details for the capital projects by the Commission, criticized the inconsistencies observed in the documents presented to the lawmakers. And on other stories, quickly, we have the Kogi State Governor promises to end North insecurity. The Kogi State Governor, Alhaji Yahaya Bello, has said the end has come to terrorist activities and other forms of insecurity in the North. Bello said this in reaction to his appointment as the chairman of the security committee created by the Northern State Governors Forum to address insecurity in the region. Bello spoke through State Commissioner for Information and Communication, Mr. Kingsley Fanwo, who a group Alliance for Peace paid him a visit. The governor said the time to defeat terror had come and there will be no hiding place for criminals. He said the North has taken a decisive position. They will work hard with all committee members to ensure security, and the whole of the North is strongly rooting for success in the new assignment. Earlier, the spokesperson for the group, Tolulo Beige, commended the governor for being a good ambassador of the youth across the country. And coming quickly from around Africa, ex-Tanzania minister to challenge Magufuli for ruling party ticket. The former Tanzanian foreign minister is said to challenge President John Magufuli for the ruling party's nomination for presidential candidate ahead of keenly awaited polls. Bernard Membe has asked the Central Committee of the governing Chama Mampiduzi CCM party to allow him challenge the incumbent for the party's candidature. The CCM party has governed the country for more than 4 decades since independence. His announcement comes after the ruling party in February announced he had been expelled, a move Membe has rejected, saying the party's National Executive Committee is yet to communicate that to him. Since taking over the reins in 2015, President John Magufuli has boosted government revenue, reformed the mining industry, and increased spending on roads, railways, and power projects. Both opposition parties have accused him of cracking down on dissent and muzzling the media, allegations he denies. Magufuli last week picked up nomination form to contest as a presidential candidate for the ruling party. And quickly, still from around Africa, Tunisia health workers demand reforms amid virus fight. Thousands of health workers in Tunisia took to the street to demand reform in the country's health sector. The march was in response to call for a general strike across all public hospitals. It also comes at a time the North African country is entering what can be said to be the post-COVID-19 era as government moves to relax restrictions and reopen the economy. Otham Jalouli, Secretary General of the General Health Federation within the UGTT, told the press that professionals in the field are insisting on the peculiarity of the sector for the implementation of a specific reform for the medical sector. This law will provide a framework for all existing sectors to define the legislative procedures of interprofessional organizations and to organize salaries, bonuses. During the COVID-19 crisis, there were only 2 or 3 professionals that did not stop working and fulfill their responsibilities for the country. But as usual, they were the first for battle, but the last for recognition. The coronavirus pandemic has infected 1,157 people in Tunisia. 50 people have died, with 1,020 recoveries as against 87 recoveries as of June 22nd, according to Johns Hopkins University tracker. We'll go on a very short break. While we'll come back, bring you details, updates from the United States. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT +1, that is 11 a.m. GMT +1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. From a vision, we began a mission. Now we here. A long journey with a beautiful now, touching lives, blessing homes, bringing the best of entertainment and reaching the ends of the earth by revealing Jesus and releasing destinies. It's been 7 years of God's perfection. Celebration TV at 7. Happy anniversary.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT +1, that is 11 a.m. GMT +1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
All right, thanks for joining us once again. Welcome back. Now, updates from the United States. Trump targets foreign workers with new visa freeze. U.S. President Donald Trump has extended a pass on some green cards and suspended visas for other foreign workers until the end of 2020. High-skilled tech workers, non-agricultural seasonal helpers and top executives will be affected. The White House said the move will create jobs for Americans hurting economically due to the pandemic. But critics say the White House is exploiting the coronavirus pandemic to tighten up immigration laws. Existing visa holders are not expected to be affected under the new restrictions announced on Monday. The order also applies to H-1B visas, many of which are granted to Indian tech workers. Critics say these visas have allowed Silicon Valley companies to outsource American jobs to lower-paid foreign employees. Last year, there were about 225,000 applications competing for 85,000 spots available through the H-1B visa program. The order will suspend most H-2B visas for seasonal workers, including those in the hospitality industry, except those in agriculture, the food processing industries, and healthcare professionals. The order will restrict J-1 short-term exchange visas, a category that includes university students and foreign AU pairs who provide child care. Professors and scholars are not included in the order. There will be a provision to request exemptions. L visas for managers and other key employees of multinational corporations will also be suspended. And more updates from the UK. Cinemas and museums set to reopen in England from 4th of July. Cinemas, museums and galleries will be able to reopen in England from 4th of July. Boris Johnson is expected to announce today as he outlines a further easing of coronavirus restrictions. Venues closed since the middle of March will be able to welcome visitors as long as safety measures are in place. The Prime Minister is also due to set out how pubs can safely reopen following a review of the 2 meters distancing rule. There were fewer than 1,000 confirmed new cases on Sunday, the lowest daily figure since the lockdown started on 23rd of March, while the number of people in hospital with the virus has fallen below 5,000. The Prime Minister discussed the changes with the COVID-19 Strategy Committee attended by the UK's Chief Scientific Advisor, Sir Patrick Vallance, and England's Chief Medical Officer, Professor Chris Whitty. Mr. Johnson is expected to say the 2 meter social distancing rule will be reduced to 1 meter from 4th of July with some mitigating measures. This will enable many pubs, restaurants, hotels and B&Bs to reopen for the first time in more than 3 months. Quickly on business news, Virgin Atlantic resumes flights from Lagos August 25th. Virgin Atlantic has announced its intention to resume flights from Lagos to London Heathrow from August 24, 2020. According to a statement by the airline, the international flight will be operated on its new A350 to 1,000 aircraft and will provide connections to a range of U.S. destinations. In addition, the airline promised to resume flying to 16 additional destinations around the world. The Chief Commercial Officer of Virgin Atlantic, Juha Javeni, said as countries around the world begin to relax travel restrictions, they look forward to welcoming their customers back on board and flying them safely to many destinations across their network. He added they are monitoring external conditions extremely closely, in particular the travel restrictions many countries have in place, including the 14-day quarantine policy for travelers entering the UK. The airline noted that it would operate from Terminal 2 at Heathrow for the time being. However, it hoped to return to London Heathrow Terminal 3 when demand at Heathrow grows. And still on business news, quickly, banks caution customers, says frauds on the rise. Bank scams are increasing as many customers adopting electronic means of payment since lockdown was introduced in the country to contain COVID-19 spread. The lending institutions have also been alerting their customers to ensure more caution in transactions and continue to utilize the e-payment channels available to them. First Bank of Nigeria stated that it recorded over 275,000 new sign-ups to alternative channels covering its First Mobile, the USSD, and First Online platforms when the lockdown started. Access Bank PLC also urged its customers to be vigilant as incidents of fraud were on the rise. The Executive Director, Retail Banking Access PLC, Victor Etwoko, said Access Bank is imploring its customers to be wary of any message demanding their personal or bank details. Customers must remember that the bank would never ask for their BVN full card PIN, mobile app activation mode, OTP or password, as it is readily available to the bank via its database. We'll go on a short break. We'll come back, we'll bring you details from the sporting world. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
From a vision we began a mission. Now we're here. A long journey with a beautiful now. Touching lives, blessing homes, bringing the best of entertainment and reaching the ends of the earth by revealing Jesus and releasing destinies. It's been 7 years of God's perfection. Celebration TV at 7. Happy anniversary.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. You're welcome to Sports News. The Undertaker announces retirement from wrestling. Wow. The 55-year-old legendary wrestler Mark William Calloway, popularly known as The Undertaker, announced his retirement from the WWE. The Undertaker made his announcement in the last episode of his documentary series, The Last Ride. The WWE star claims that he has nothing left to accomplish in the ring and it's time for new guys to come up. With 30 years in the ring, The Undertaker made his wrestling debut in 1990 and has gone on to win every championship and event possible. He has also had an incredible winning streak at WrestleMania, and that only recently came to an end. In another sports news, Nigerian clubs vote to end season over COVID-19. Nigerian Professional Football League clubs have voted to end the current season due to the coronavirus pandemic, with Plateau United, Eyimba and Rivers United qualifying for continental competitions. The 2019-2020 season has been brought to a halt because of the prevailing circumstances, that is the COVID-19 pandemic, which has ravaged all parts of the world, Isaac Danladi, chairman of the club owners, announced. He said 17 out of the 20 top flight teams had agreed to finish the season with final placing worked out on a point per game basis and no relegation. That calculation means Plateau United and Eyimba will claim the 2 CAF Champions League slots and Rivers United will feature in the CAF Confederation Cup. Danladi said the decision to end the season, which was first suspended in March, had been passed on to Nigeria's Football Federation for final confirmation. The club owner's chairman, who also runs Nasarawa United, said it was too early to fix a definite date for the kickoff of next season. The move is not the first time the Nigerian Premier League has been aborted ahead of schedule. 2 seasons ago, the league was ended with 15 rounds to go so that the country could beat the deadline set by CAF for the submission of clubs for continental competitions. And that has brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television News Desk. And in case you're just joining us, and here is the recap of the news headlines. The federal government decides on interstate travel ban and orders next week. Ex-Tanzania minister to challenge Magufuli for ruling party ticket. And Trump targets foreign workers with new visa freeze. Virgin Atlantic resumes flight from Lagos August 24th. The Undertaker announces retirement from wrestling. And quickly we have photo of the day or quote of the day. There is nothing a single winner on earth that took it easy. Okay, there is not a single winner on earth that took it easy. What does that mean? That's true. Every winner you see on earth never took it easy.
Though along the line they might be facing hurdles of life, instead of them relaxing, they had to keep pushing to ensure that they win the race. And eventually you see them successful today. It wasn't an easy race they actually embarked on. So therefore you don't have to give up on yourself. Keeping on, keep pushing, you will succeed. And quickly, you can also drop your comment on our Facebook page, our social media platforms on Facebook, Celebration TV, Instagram, My Celebration TV, Twitter at My Celebration TV, YouTube, Celebration TV. Always remember that the continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. No matter this office you hold as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. Play your part and do it with all diligence. Thanks once again for staying with us on our news desk. I remain Nicholas Akosile Walter. Remain blessed. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikule Amosu.